Bro Heath here. Just wanted to put a quick plug in for my book, Angels in the Snow. It's actually a great book to read around the holidays because the story takes place around the holidays, and it's a good book to snuggle up with a cup of hot cocoa and sit by the fireplace and read, and you can pretty much read it in a day. Some people told me they read it straight through in one sitting because they were just intrigued by it, and just it went all the way through them, and they couldn't put it down. So I don't know if that's the case with everybody, but I do know that it is very impactful as far as the storyline is kind of on the premise of what if a woman could actually experience having her children and growing up with them and nurturing them and seeing what kind of children that she would bring into the world and nurture before she had an abortion. Would she go through with it? There's actually a lot of twists and turns, like in Alfred Hitchcock movies, with the plot, and so a lot of people tell me that it's kind of quaint, but it's also very disturbing in some parts of the story because of the imagery. Also, the main thing about the thing is it is a heartwarming story in the end, okay? But before you get to that heartwarming end, you got to go through a lot of heart-wrenching moments, and so that's what makes the book really kind of cool. And so a lot of people have given me great feedback by it. I had people call me up just weeping, actually, how the Lord used the book in their life to change their mindset about abortion, and how they became very active in the abortion issue. Part of my testimony is that my mother tried to abort me, which is part of the testimony in this book, as well as the dessert is actually the story, and then it goes into my testimony a little bit, and then the meat and the potatoes, which are last, is some good preaching about this whole subject of abortion and down that line. And so I had somebody online ask me that, hey, why don't you read a little, excerpt from your book so that we kind of know what you're talking about. So I'm going to do that for you right now, and just kind of read you, not the story, because I don't want to, I want to let you read the story, okay? You're going to love the story, I promise you that. But I'm just going to read a little bit of the meat and potatoes in the back of the book, a little preaching, okay? This is just one page, but it'll give you an idea of the kind of material that is in this book, okay? This is page 78, okay? And I'm just going to start reading. I randomly picked this page because I saw that it was one of my places in the book where I really had a lot of passion and was writing, I felt like, under this inspiration of Holy Spirit, but you can be the judge of that. So I'm just going to start reading. We can't see the forest because of the trees. We have grown up around such decadence and apostasy, which is the forest, that we can't see how grossly perverse and out of whack our culture and subsequent compromised Christianity, the trees, has become. We think it's normal and quite all right to munch on popcorn and gulp down a Coke while unflinchingly watch the most bloody, violent scenes of innocent people getting gunned down and massacred as part of our entertainment for the evening. We don't realize how barbaric and psychopathic and sociopathic these things really are. Hollywood has gradually pulled us into such compromise and corruption of the soul. Well, it's all just pretend, and so we watch on, not realizing that the, quote, entertainment has entered our souls, and we retain the residual shock and awe until it gradually hardens our hearts and deadens our consciences. Then when it is not, quote, pretend, massacres and bloodshed, we are not so pierced or so convicted and alarmingly seized with motivation and effort to do anything about it. We have become cold and callous spectators in a bread and circus crowd. As long as it doesn't directly affect me, myself and I, or us four and no more, then we nonchalantly and apathetically live out our lives, unbeknown of how frozen and loveless our hearts have become. One of the most often overlooked signs of the end days that Jesus mentioned was, quote, "And because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold." Matthew 24:12. No, none of us like to have our consciences flogged and smitten, as truth often stings really bad. Truth often is a painful recalibration of the soul. We cringe to be under the extreme brilliant light of truth and the fire of God's holiness. But if we will submit to the process, the desensitization, deception, and darkness can be purged out of us. We need our hearts and consciences to be examined, exposed, and exfoliated with the divine moral absolutes of God. And of course, it goes on. I just wanted to share just a little bit, just to kind of give you a taste of what's in the book. And I pray that you would pick up a copy. It's on Amazon Prime. You can look it up, Angels in the Snow by Heath Christopher Goodman. It's a great book to give as as not only a testimony about the abortion issue and things like that. You can give to somebody as a Christmas gift, all kinds of ways to give it out and minister to people. And if you are going to do a lot of that, giving it out, well, call me and I'll try to get you some discount copies, not the ones on Amazon, because I'm all for getting the word out. Not because I wrote it or anything like that, but because I believe, under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, that this book can save lives and has already saved lives, but can do a lot more. So pick up a copy today, okay? And the Lord bless you, and go with God. Thanks.